if you've got a vehicle that has constantly dead battery issues, you go to it, maybe it drains off in 2 or 3 days even, which is pretty bad. That's a pretty heavy duty power parasite you got there. I'll get into a power parasite. This box right here, I'll show you here in a second, will save you so much time, frustration, and even some dinero. So, power parasite. A lot of these modern vehicles, guys, have a power parasite. And you think, what the hell is a power parasite? Vehicles, when they sit, whether it's an alarm system, a light that stays on, a door doesn't get shut, they drain. There is constantly a drain on the battery on these new vehicles. Let me tell you why. An alarm pulls maybe 0.5 of a milliamp. An ECM pulls that, maybe even more, just sitting there. So you've got a radio that stays on, or even a lamp. That'll pull 2 or 3 times that amount. All that combined in even a week's time, you're going to drain a battery, even if it's a brand spanking new battery. Folks, a lot of times people think the first thing when their car won't start after they go to it for a few weeks, they go, oh, damn, battery's bad. I just replaced it last spring. I have to get another one. Well, it's funny because a lot of these people have warranty on these batteries, and they go down to say, I'm not going to name any names, but they'll go down to one of our local places, and they'll go and have it tested. Say, oh, your battery tested okay, but we're going to go ahead and warranty it and get you another one. Well, there was nothing wrong with that battery in the first place, guys. It's a power parasite. I see this all the time. People get so frustrated, they try to take the rig to somebody, they can't figure out what's draining the battery. You can spend a lot of money, guys. I mean, weeks. Even if it's a professional or someone that kind of knows what they're doing looking for a power parasite, it can take a lot of time, and you know what time means? It means money. Sometimes we're looking at a vehicle that's not worth much money. Do you want to put that time and effort into a rig that's not worth anything? Maybe it's the kid's car. Maybe it's your secondary car. Maybe it's a car that you only use in the summertime. This right here will save you so much frustration. It may even save you from selling that vehicle because you're fed up with it. This is a remote control cutoff switch. Just like at the racetrack where you see the switches on the back of these race cars that shuts off all the power. They have these on heavy trucks. They've got them on equipment. All cars these days, all the modern ones anyways, don't have cutoff switches. There's 2 good things to this box. First of all, you can eliminate your power parasite drain. Second of all, if you live in a high theft area, guess what? You go and you kill the power after you leave the vehicle, after you've locked it up, turn the power off. Even if these guys, these thieves, have the keys to your vehicle, they still can't do anything. And if they pop the hood or get into the trunk and try to mess with the battery, they still don't know what they're looking at when they see this box. So, a couple of things. When you have this box installed, you can run 500 amps through it, guys. Most rigs don't require 500 amps. A lot of vehicles, depending on the battery, this will work with. Even if you GM guys who have the side post batteries, this can be adapted to fit on the side posts and still work just fine. So this lead goes to the negative side. I'm going to go ahead and jimmy this on there real quick and just hang it on the negative side. Obviously red, this goes to your positive side. So put this on here. Now this comes with 2 remotes. I've tried these at 100 feet, 150, and they do just fine. They have an audible beep too that you can hear. Even if they're underneath a hood or a trunk, you can still hear it. On, off, on, off. 2 remotes, replaceable batteries. Also, if the batteries go dead in this remote, you've got manual switches on the box itself. On, off, on, off. So, here's a perfect scenario. You guys have been driving the winter car. It's an SUV, haul the kids around all year round. Every day it gets used. The wife and you have a nice little convertible tucked back in the garage that only comes out in the summer. Now you trickle charge it, maybe through the winter, through the spring, and you unplug it come summer. It's been sitting in there for a month, waiting for a nice dry day. We're going to go back there and put the top down in the convertible. You go to the car, you got nothing. You're like, son of a gun. I'm going to have the battery replaced. Now, say you've got the battery under the hood. You pop the hood, you look under there, battery cables are good. Well, if you had that box and you had it cut off, you probably would have had a car that started. Here's where it becomes a pain. Guys, a lot of these modern vehicles even some of the 20-year-old ones, have got electric trunk poppers. Now, if you've got a dead battery, how are you going to pop that trunk and get in there and get to that battery so you can jump start it? What a pain in the ass. Most vehicles have a secondary you can pop. Maybe they've got a key that comes out of the actual key fob and you can get in the trunk and open it. Pain in the ass. Now, you have these other switches that have been out in the market for a long time. They call them a knife blade switch. A lot of people run those, even on equipment. You got to pop the hood, pop the trunk, get in there, fold it over, close the trunk, get in. Some people forget about those. And they work. They work just as good as this, only they're not remote control. If you've got a knife switch and you're happy with it, good for you. It does also is a anti-theft device as well. They do work, but they won't carry as much voltage as one of these. They will, but they can bend, and a lot of times when you slide that constantly in and out, they wear out. So, we were talking about a theft device as well. I was also thinking of this idea, these RV places. A lot of these places that are RV'd, whether they're covered, these paid storage places, sometimes when you're in an enclosed building, a lot of these establishments, they want you to disconnect the battery and sometimes even drain the damn gas out of the tank. That's too much work. So, you disconnect the battery. Okay, we know how to do that. We disconnect it formally off the terminals. Folks, instead of doing that, you got your remote switch right here. Why not use one of these? This comes with a manual. Like I was saying, 500 continuous amps through that box. You can run up to 2400 amps at about 2 seconds through this box. It will handle that. It also comes with a manual. It tells about the sounds and the lights, what color they mean, and what that stands for. So let me tell you, for 58 bucks, this is one of the best things you can do for your vehicle. I highly recommend them. I've got them on a couple of them personal vehicles. Put one on the vehicle, neighbor's house the other night. Absolutely loves it. He uses this truck about once a month. He's got to jump it all the time. Gee, I wonder why. It's got a power parasite. It's got a drain on the battery constantly. And you know, guys, I hate to say it, but people, they go out and they buy these brand spanking new batteries maybe once a year. And they never stop to think that maybe they have got a formal drain on the system. A lot of times, people will take these vehicles in, will take them into a pretty good recommended shop, and I hate to say it, but some of these guys aren't able to find these actual drains. They trace them down, they say, oh, we think it was this. You get the vehicle back, same story. So instead of wasting all this money, tearing your hair out, getting it into a shop that may or may not fix it, just go on Amazon, get one of these $58 switches. It would be the best thing you ever did. Anti-theft, and for sure, your car is going to start. Don't go and buy a new battery every spring because you think it's bad. It's not. And a lot of these places, I hate to say it, not naming any names, but if you've got a warranty on that battery, you're probably going to get a new battery just every single year. You're going to get tired of doing that even if it doesn't cost you anything. Get yourself a cutoff switch. Stop fooling around. We'll talk to you later.